and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under it.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flow letter.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, y'all gotta hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. We got Chief Mack in the building, the financial expert. He got a lot of stuff going on, man, with the financial game. He about to drop some game on us. Man, you don't want to miss this. Send it to everybody. Let them know we on. Hey, Chief, you want to tell them who you is, for the people that don't know and know what you do, to introduce yourself to the people, man.
Well, first of all, I want to say welcome, Soul Tribe. Brother, it's been a long time coming, Brother Elder. I'm just your humble brother. I'm just doing what our celestial family have sent me to do, because I didn't know that I would be where I am right now, doing what I'm doing. This is why, when you're divinely guided, sent and protected, then you'll be places where you never thought you would be. I've learned some things over the past 4 years that rocked me, man. It rocked me. You and I talk, man, and you're a very astute brother. You have a lot of knowledge and understanding. And some of the things I've dropped on you, man, you couldn't do it up with cuss, man, because I was able to help connect those dots. So I've helped hundreds of people worldwide. I mean, really, but thousands, It helped them make an executive decision at the 11th hour, because there's a universal reset getting ready to happen. And I don't want to gatekeep the information that we think that people can hear. So your members, your guests, guys, be in for a doozy tonight. Get your pen and paper, take notes, because I'm about to drop some things on you guys that's going to really rock you, man. And hopefully give you guys some information that's going to help you put you in, in a better financial situation where you can break the generational curses, build family legacy, have true health and wealth, prosperity and longevity. And that's all I'm here to offer. I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I'm just your humble brother, bringing you the information so that, because really soon they're about to do something. And for those of us who position themselves in the righteous and right way, I mean, you're going to be good. You're going to be put in a position to set your great, great, great grandchildren up. So if that is you, and you don't have any hate, envy, malice, or jealousy in your heart, then you have become the victor over being the victim. And you're getting sick and tired of robbing Peter to pay Paul in this wicked ass system, then I'm your brother to break this shit down to you. Get your pen and pad. We don't operate with hate over here and envy, because I've been going through that enough. Enough is enough. us being envious and jealous of each other, trying to outdo each other. That's not what I'm about. Because we're fighting against a cold-blooded, wicked entity in Skinsu that have a perpetual hatred toward us, who has jurisdiction over this world, and us coming together under one authority, we can be that savior and salvation to those who don't even know that we are that savior and salvation for them, brother.
Hey, so yeah, I'm glad you said that, man. So y'all hit that like and be sure to go check out Chief Mack, all his links in the descriptions. We got his YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Now, my first question for you, Chief, is what is the difference between private and public? Because I hear people talk about private situations and public situations. Could you break that down, the private and public situation, as far as the financial game go?
As you knew already, and I knew, I found out about this game, man, about 4.5, 5 years ago. I've learned so much so fast. Private and the public, it's like oil and water. They don't mix well. Yeah, let me tell y'all something. The people in the public are getting ran through like a $2. You know what? The people in the public are getting ran through. The people in the public, their own thought process is not theirs because they're being controlled. Because they are living on indoctrinations and don't realize that it's indoctrination through your religions, educational, politics, and entertainment. It's the soul trap. People in the public, you're the ones that are citizens. And citizens is what I say. Citizens sit in sin. Citizens. When you don't have any rights. Citizens pay taxes. Citizens pay tickets. Citizens trust the state
Property
is
tax.
looted. All that, any type of tax. They get ran through and don't realize it because citizens haven't captured that straw man, the straw woman. So when you switch over from being public to private, it's pretty much about removing yourself out of that jurisdiction, right? If once you remove yourself out of the public's jurisdiction, you have an overstanding of things. And doing that, there's several ways to go about doing it. When you remove yourself from public to private, and just to name a few, is coming out of being a citizen, which citizens sit in sin. Letting this system know that you're not that all caps name, which means that if you're that all caps name, you are a corporation, correct? And if you are a corporation, you are a corpse. And corpse can't talk. You can't speak. You don't deserve to own anything because that name, all caps name, attached to that social security number is attached to the beat system where they unalive you and turns you into a minor, meaning that you can't handle your estate because you're not of mind, you're feeble-minded. So that's so once you can capture being a surety bond, because they turned your body to the surety. So this is why if they turn you to the surety, then they need to kidnap you to get the bag, right? So if they kidnap you,
They call it arrest.
go ahead. Okay,
They
yes.
say arrest,
So
but
we
it's
call,
really kidnapping, and they call it bond, but it's really ransom.
no, yeah, there you go. So they kidnap you and put you in a federal warehouse for profit. So this is why they call prisoners trustees, because it's for commerce. If they put you in that federal warehouse, then you're paying room and board out of your trust estate because you are a public citizen. So there's several different ways about, when it comes to authenticating your birth certificate, on the state level and federal level to become full faith and credit. And there's a special number that you get when you do that, that's in the system. And there's tremendous benefits that's going to come with that. Some people have doing status corrections, UCC1, non-UCC1. Some people have done the 4 years, showing that they're not U.S. citizens. The trust, taking the name out of all caps to the uppercase, lowercase, and then getting a foreign EIN number with it. So that starts pretty much a new identity. If you talk about being born again, resurrected, becoming a new man and a new woman, it ain't got nothing to do with Sunday service. They don't lie to you guys. So that's just some of the ways that, when you pull yourself out of public and private, the people in the public pay the taxes. Guess what, guys? People in the private don't pay taxes because everybody having a state, you have $13 million escrow every year that's put aside with the IRS. And the people who are wealthy are able to go in there and say, don't come to me about any taxes or anything. You take it from that estate, because I'm not giving you anything out of it, because people don't realize that we live in a pre-paid society. Everything was supposed to be paid for, guys. And they flip this shit upside down, inside out, and flip it around in an inverted world. That's so.
So the private is pretty much. So what do you say? I got a lot of questions, but let me stick. I want to stick around the public private question because I got more on it. What if when you stop being a U.S. citizen? Because I know when I go get a gun or something like that, they ask me if I'm a U.S. citizen. Pulling yourself out of U.S. citizen, some people think that, hey man, you become an alien, they gonna kick you out of the country. They can't really kick us out, but like people think this, like when you come private or when you pull yourself out of U.S. citizen, because they think that the U.S. of America corpse in ink is actual the land and actual the America, when it's not, it's a business. But people think that when you disown the United States citizenship, you will be exiled out of the country, or they gonna cut you. You were pretty much an enemy of the state, like Will Smith in the movie. What do you say to those people that are in fear of pulling the plug out the back of their head out of the matrix?
Guys, for those who say that the United States is not a country, but a bankrupt corporation. America is the country. So the type of trust that I do is a 508c1 irrevocable trust, which is set up as a foundation and ministry trust. And it's a Commonwealth trust, meaning it can be done worldwide, and it just doesn't have its own jurisdiction. I actually sent you a clip that breaks it down even more from TikTok. So, and then I go as far as in getting a foreign EIN number, which you would open up your anything that you get, you would get in the trust name and foreign EIN number, because the foreign EIN number operates outside the U.S. jurisdiction. So you're not an enemy of state, because the United States Corporation is not the country, but a bankrupt corporation. America is the country. You just becoming, so to speak, like you say, sovereign, of your, you have the right to not want to be a citizen, but be an American. I'm an American. I'm an indigenous and indigenous emperor of this land, not an African American or color. But what I found out, that the other illegal aliens that were sent to America, they were getting the 9-8 numbers and getting the wealth that was supposed to be coming to us. They were getting it because they were able to create a fixed, a new identity all over again, which you can do that with a trust. You can become born again. You can be resurrected in trust. Now I'm gonna break something down really good, really deep later on, the importance of having a trust. But that's pretty much, guys. You won't get it. They won't. I've done everything there is to do for moving myself from public to private, and I'm still here. I move with honor. I don't move in fear. I move with, with power, with dignity, and, because of the knowledge that I have. and things that I have done. So you won't get kicked out if anybody's saying that it's a scare tactic.
My next question, the trust, right? There's different types of trust, but the trust, how is important and how does a trust, how important is a trust? What is a trust? And how does that protect you from the parasites trying to steal all your stuff? If you put it in a trust, how does that protect you from the parasite entities that want to feed off of us?
Man, I am so grateful, Brother Elder and the guys, that I found out how powerful a trust is. And we as a people, we didn't really know anything about a trust at all. But this is how we know that the world is changing. That's a universal shift happening, causing a worldwide shift to happen. It's because the rabbit not only has the guns, but we got the bullets to go along with it. We didn't have the bullets to go along with it. And the trust is the missing element in terms of having that type of spiritual power. The trust is just that powerful. Um, this, Let me explain it this way, which people probably haven't heard it before. There are actually three components of a trust, right? The paperwork. The paperwork is a vessel without a soul. It's the body. It's a flesh body that don't have any life, but have all of the spiritual laws written in that through verbiage. That paperwork is the body. But what's going to bring that paperwork to life? Because it don't have a soul. The spirit that needs to be breathed into that to give it life is the foreign EIN number. That's the spirit that doesn't have a body. So you got that paperwork, which is the vessel, the body, and that foreign EIN number, which is the spirit that needs to breathe into that paperwork to give it life. You have started a brand new identity. And this is why they say own nothing but control it all. Because technically, you can't own anything with that all caps name and that social security number because it doesn't belong to you. And this is why they can take things from you because you, the surety, has opened up an account in something that belongs to them, and they can seize and take your money, take your car, take your house, because you open something up in a name that's a corporation that's all caps with a number that belongs to them. So when you establish a trust, you're telling them, no, I'm alive, I'm living. As you take that name that was given to you at birth, that's attached to that social security number, and you resurrect that name. You become a new creature. You're born again and resurrected by getting that trust. That's how powerful it is. Not to mention other things. Man, did you know that your beneficiaries, by putting them in a trust, and I'm only going to say one thing, there are other things, and people would have to find it out through a consultation with me, because I don't want to give too much information, but I'm going to give you enough. I'll say this much. When you put your children or anybody as a beneficiary in the trust, right? The trust owns them, right? If they decided to do a draft, right, and draft people, right? Guess what? They can't draft your child because that child is in the trust. And this is what the rich and the wealthy have been doing, putting their children as beneficiaries. And there's some other things, but I don't want to get that type of salt. That's too heavy. The salt, in terms of if you put your child in that trust, or whoever you put in that trust, they become trust property. But that's enough power to keep them from being. What if I tell you child protective service trying to take your children?
Mm-hmm.
They can't take your children if they're in a trust. Okay?
Because they don't belong to the state. They're not wards of the state no more once you put them in the trust, right?
Yes. So this is why our trust is very expensive, because it's just so many elements of what it can do. There's so many elements what it can do. So that's why it costs a lot of money. But I mean, I don't charge the amount what these attorneys are so because I'm not an attorney, what they charge, but I make it with the people's chat. They can get it, but you ain't got to pay the tens of thousands of dollars for it. But it just does so much when you put yourself in a trust. And that's why they say own nothing but control it all, because you can't even own nothing with that all caps name and that social because it's not you. It don't belong to you. That you left some elaborate clips, man, breaking that stuff down, man. You're pretty good with that stuff, man. You know. But that's why the trust is important, and the particular trust that I do, the 508c18 irrevocable trust, is one of the most powerful trusts, man. Who would ever thought that we would be getting this information? And I've done the trust for hundreds of people, man. I'm excited about that.
Deion Sanders got it on his house, on his properties. That's how he don't pay
Really?
taxes. Yeah, Deion Sanders. Yeah. I used to live out there in Prosper. Well, I lived in Frisco. Plano is like right there next to Prosper, where Deion got his big mansion. Yeah, but he did that to his property, and I was like, I didn't realize what it was until you started talking about it. And I said, damn, that's the same thing Deion did to his property, so they couldn't take it. And I was like, dang, boy, they been don't knowing, the rich elites been knowing about this, and certain people in certain circles get it, but they don't really talk much about it because it's like, you know what I'm saying, that type of thing. Hey, but my next question is you said foreign ENI number. When you say foreign, like is it from China, Russia, or somewhere, or just randomly float?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you say foreign, because people get scared, they say, "Oh, well, if I do that, if I say do some foreign EN number, would that make me a foreigner? Would that label me as a foreigner? Could you break that down more than foreign EN number?" Yeah.
Good question, man. Good question. That's a good opening questions. See, people have been deceived and tricked into calling themselves a U.S. citizen. And listen, the United States corporation only owns 10 square miles in the District of Columbia, which is land that was donated to them by the D.C. Actually Maryland, and created D.C., which stands for the District of Columbia. They're only in 10 square miles of land that was donated to them by Maryland. And so you can only be a U.S. citizen if you live within those parameters, okay? So they have, man, I tell you the rabbit hole, they have to see people living outside the U.S. corporation, which is those 10 square miles, calling themselves citizens, cold-blooded. So people thinking, well, if I'm out, do you think that there's safety in being a U.S. citizen? There's no safety. When we say operating outside the United States corporation, it means that operating outside, which we are outside those 10 square miles within America. So the 98 number, it pulls you out of their jurisdiction within those 10 square miles, trying to say that they can handle you, or you can pay taxes when you do the 508c18 irrevocable trust, which is the Commonwealth trust that operates outside the U.S. jurisdiction. And then you attach something even stronger, the foreign EIN number, which means outside the U.S. jurisdiction within America. Okay, then. So that's what it means.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So United States Corps, like I said, they did 10 by 10 square miles, but they also manipulate the system through the address when they put you in the postal game with the postmaster. They run that federal, they put you, they try to say, oh, this federal jurisdiction because you accepting the address, or you accepting that jurisdiction by accepting mail. Now, could you go in a little bit on that?
You kind of glitching out. Go ahead.
So let me say it again.
This is a very important subject you just brought up. Say that again.
Yeah, so the federal
address. I'm gonna break that down.
Yeah, when they did the in 1790, when they switched everything over and they pretty much was hijacking us, the more
you're not coming through.
You can't hear me? Y'all can hear me clear?
UCC1-308, all rights reserved. We have the right of freedom of speech. UCC1-308, all rights reserved.
Hey, can you hear me clear? Can you hear me as I'm chopping up? Hold on, let me turn this down.
Let me tell you what, but because you're going, your voice sound kind of glitchy.
Okay. Damn.
Having a U.S. address, and let me tell you guys something. The address. Go ahead. Can I hear? Go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me now?
We good now.
Okay, that's what. Let me say what I was saying, because yeah, they try to play games. They come in to try to. You see how they do it? They know we on to them. We on to the game. Yeah. So 1790, they want to rope all of us up into their jurisdiction. So they did the address, the Federal Reserve, and this system. They created the address system. So how do the trust and the foreign EN number does that also pull you out of that because they sending you shit in the mail, they still put you in their jurisdiction, right?
Okay. Let me tell you guys what can pull you out of there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. You loud and clear.
Okay, guys, the address puts you in that jurisdiction. So this is why the police said, what's your address? So I'm advising. Well, I'm not going to advise you. I'm just going to say, I'm going to tell you what I've done, what I did. I got me a private address. You can get you a private address. See, anything in public,
A P.O.
see the
box,
post,
right?
that's
P.O.
public. You're public. You know, UPS store, you can get you a private box with UPS, and it looks like an address. You can do that, guys, the rich and the wealthy. You shouldn't have any mail coming to where you lay your head down at. And it's not even safe for a beautiful woman or brother, whoever you are, to have your picture, your name, and your address on a license for you to lose or somebody to steal from you and see where you lay your head down at, see what your Facebook account is, and your name. Okay, then? That's not safe. So what I did is I got me a private address, and from the UPS store has a private address, and I went to the license bureau and I changed the address to the resident number that I had down there, and I put that address on it because you shouldn't have any mail coming to when you. So that both it moves you outside that jurisdiction, and it's also safety. It's a safety net. Where if you lost your license ID or somebody stole it, you got to worry because somebody got your address to where you lay your head down. So that's not safe. So I did that. So you're left to make an executive decision to go ahead and do that for those that can afford to get you a private mailing address. Get it because we're getting ready to be millionaires. Many of you right now, this year, you don't know it yet, but you're going to be multi-millionaires this year. And I'm speaking on you because you're going to make an exact decision after Brother Elder and I finish this line. But you don't want any mail coming to your address. So I wouldn't got an address, my private address, which moved me outside the jurisdiction. Can't hear you.
Hey, is it a P.O. box? What they call it? Like a private because my grandma got one a long time ago.
You know
Yeah.
about UPS store have private address, not a US. I'm not talking about a postal box, but a UPS store have private boxes because it looks like a regular address. It don't say PO box.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's good. Now my next question for you is about you talk a lot about foreign currency, and I've been doing research on it. And a lot of people, ain't a lot of people talking about it. It's only a few people talking about it that know about buying foreign currency now because you got the brick popping up. Nobody's really wanting to deal with the petrodollar. Nobody's want to deal with the dollar no more, and a lot of foreign currency, especially the Swiss. They said the Swiss currency, man, you got some Swiss currency. That shit gonna be powerful when this switch happen. So could you talk a little bit about the buying of the foreign currency, man? Because a lot of people don't know about that.
Okay, you said something about foreign currency.
Yep,
Guys,
yep.
Brother Elder brought something that's so powerful up. So y'all, I would say if you can, get this brother, send him a cash out because this brother really truly loves the people. He care about you guys. So I would say give this man if you can, give him a donation because you guys will get some powerful information. He's not gatekeeping. So if you can, I would send him a cash out because this brother is really, it's empowering you guys becoming live today with the information that you're about to get by the time we finish. So I would say send him a cash out and let him know how much you appreciate this brother. To help keep this brother financially secure, if for those who can, with the information that this brother has been putting out. You know, I'm a pretty astute man myself, and this brother put out some powerful information. We got to keep him guided, protected, his safety and shield, and whatever we can do. I will be giving brother Elder a donation, a nice considerable donation, because he's not gatekeeping. I appreciate the work that he's doing myself. Um, but guys, the United States corporation uh, is finally the big bad wolf. Is finally it's been dissolved. What you call the United States was an empire controlled by some not so good people at all. They own that United States corporation, and I believe it's the black nobility. That's a whole nother story that me and you'll talk about. Who put people ahead to make you think that they have power, but these people were actually slaves who came here. That's a whole other story. We get to that later on. But the United States corporation and everything that it has created is being dissolved. I posted a clip in Goodman, Mississippi, where the police force is not there anymore because they are being defunded. And people who are still in 3D can't understand because they're understanding what's happening in this world. But we understand what's going on, and we're gonna make some executive decisions to be on top. So the police stations across are LLCs and corporations. So when people say they're bankrupt, that it's not that they're bankrupt. It means that they're losing their ability to tap into our states. Because that's the reason why they want to write you a ticket, why they want to throw you in jail. Because it ain't got nothing to do with a damn. You ain't broke the law of the land, the great spirit of the law. You're breaking their statutes that they put on the books that they created for you to break, to throw you in jail, and then tap into your estate. Because if they put you in jail, they get paid out of your estate. You're paying room and board from your trust estate from them locking you up in prison. And since the indigenous people have the greatest stake in the wealth of this land, this is why 70 to 80% of us are in the prison system. We make the world go round because they're tapping into our states to continue to bring all these foreigners over here and bring them over here as infiltration against us. When we eat from them, they feed us poisonous food, cooked in nasty grease. They got the hotels. They found out that the hotels are involved with the trafficking. They got the gas station. They put water in the gas and effing your cars up. They got the dry cleaners. They're putting poisons in your clothes when they dry. Man, you don't know the half, guys. So why are we arguing with each other? Why are we fussing and fighting with each other when the whole world know who we are and they're running a full court press on us? So, these are things that we got to change, just by simply just tapping into it, and getting the trust. It's just a lot that goes to this.
Yeah, you say what? Hey, where can we get that foreign currency, and what's the best foreign currency to buy?
Yeah,
Like I heard
yeah.
somebody say
Look,
Swiss,
yeah,
man. Is number one. Go ahead.
so the foreign currency, guys, since the U.S. dollar is right now, it's not really good. It's not really any good right now. So since the U.S. corporation has fallen, and then now we have hyperinflation coming about the last time something like this happened was in 1991 when Kuwait revalued their dollar. And everybody who had the Kuwait dollar became multi-millionaires. Well, we talk about 20, down to 30, what's that? 36 years. 36 years. And right now, we have an opportunity to become wealthy by simply purchasing some foreign currency. We'll put that in the chat. You know, for those of you who call me, every time I can guide you on what I've done. What I've done. Do you guys realize that simply investing in the right type of currency, $500, you realize $500 can turn to 15 or 50, $30 million, just $500. You realize that? And how's that possible? How's that possible? Well, it happened before. If anybody that come in here and said, "Oh, that's impossible," you can't be quiet. Shut up, because you don't know what you're talking about. Because this has happened before, and they don't want us knowing about this. But there's a new sheriff in town. The wealth of the wicked is going to be given over to the righteous. Who are the righteous? Then after that, it said, the meek shall inherit the earth, but the meek cannot inherit the earth until they get the bag. And once they get the bag, we can start inheriting our earth that's been given to us. Then we're going to go from last to first. Then we're going to go from being the tail to the head, and we're going to be the lenders and not the borrowers. We're going to be the creditors and not the debtors. What is that saying, Brother Elder? That's saying that we are going to be the banks. The banks are not called banks anymore. They're called wealth management centers, because they're going to be managing our wealth, because we're going to be wealthy. And when we become wealthy, we are going to be put in a position to be that savior and salvation to humanity. There's never going to be a savior, a rapture that's going to crack that damn sky. They come down here and save you when you have been given to authority through free will to save your damn self, because that source is within us to save ourselves. So you need to get some foreign currency, then get your trust set up, because they cannot put those funds and will not put that amount of wealth into a regular account that's in the all caps name attached to that dead number. You have to have a trust. But for those of you that are interested in getting foreign currency, you can reach me. Brother El got my information in the chat, where I can just pretty much tell you the move that I've made. And based on how much you have to spend, I can let you know what you can get, where you can get the bag and break these generational curses and not have to work no damn job. Because as we talked about, did you guys realize that the job application that you fill out and you put your name and your social security number down on that job application, do you know what they're doing? See, you guys don't know that job application is an implied trust, just like your mortgage payment, just like the mortgage contract is an implied trust, the car contract is an implied trust, your insurance policy is an implied trust, your credit card contract is an implied trust, and your job applications you fill out with your social is an implied trust. Because the IRS states that you shouldn't be giving your social security number to anybody. Why is that? It's because your social security card is a credit card. Well, you're supposed to be able to pull from that estate, which the birth certificate, with these hundreds of billions of dollars are in that estate. The credit card in the beginning stage, it wasn't, that social security card wasn't called that in the beginning, because the numbers in the front of your social is your account number to a treasury. When you flip that card over in the back and you see those series of numbers in red, that's the routing number to whichever bank you belong to. And it's going to let you know, it's going to have a letter next to that. It's going to let you know which treasury bank your estate is set up at. This shit goes deep. So we have the ability to be able to pull from that estate by getting foreign currency, because anything that you get monetary, they're only giving you what belongs to you already. It belongs to you already. The funds from the foreign currency, when you take those funds to the bank, when the RV happen, which stands for the revaluation of the foreign currency worldwide, when they hit that switch, it looked like this could be the month, guys. So, Brother Elder bringing me on at the 11th hour for those of you that you have the means to hurry up and get some foreign currency, because it looked like it's going to happen this month. And we don't want you guys to miss out. You get the foreign currency, when they hit that switch, you have your truck set up, You're going to take your foreign currencies to that bank. The bank is going to buy it from you. They're going to let the Treasury know, and the Treasury is going to release funds in a quantum financial account that everybody have in the birth certificate. It's set up there already. All they're going to do is release those funds, which is in a quantum financial account, which is a trust, and they can only release those funds into another trust. You have to have it set up. And you're going to be changed at the inkling of an eye. You're going to become a multi-millionaire where when the righteous have wealth, it answers all things. We don't have to work a job because the job stands for just over broke. You rob Peter to pay Paul. And then when you get a job and you fill out that job application, you know what they're doing, guys? This is cold. I found this out, these private classes that I took. The job application is an implied trust. When you fill that out on the back end, they take your wet signature with your social security number, that application, send it to the Treasury, and they pull, say, about $5 million out of your estate. They set up an escrow account in your name, and they pay you peanuts out of money that belong to you already. Your wages, you're getting pimped. You're working for money that already belongs to you. And they pad themselves, they pad their pockets, and they throw an insurance policy on you as well. And this is why the spirit of people is just sick and tired of working. Because it's like you're a gerbil running inside a wheel and never getting to the point B because you're always at point A. So your job, you're working for free. So there's no such thing as a good job. You're working for free. They're paying you out of your estate, guys.
Yeah, because we have, ever since the Executive Order 192, House Joint Resolution 192, Executive Order 6102, they robbed us of our natural wealth. They changed the legal tendency to federal notes, not real money. And so therefore, we really have no money. They're not paying us any money. We're just in a system of perpetuated debt. And we're holding debt instruments. Niggas holding 10,000 to 100,000, thinking they got some money, and that money, the inflation, man, $1 is not worth 5 cents today. $1 is worth it over time of the inflation. Them printing so much money, fractional reserve banking. The dollar it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's like it's inevitable. It's a wrap for the dollar. So buying foreign currency. Like yin, the yin is it what they call a Chinese money?
Well,
the Chinese
you got
dollar.
you got the Vietnamese dong, you got the Venezuela Boulevard, the Russian ruble, you got the Zimbabwe ZIGs, the ZIMs, you got the ZIGs that's backed by gold, you got the agro checks. Now, those are bonds, but I could go deeper with people that want to get some. You can get that. Go to banknoteworld.com and you can order some fun. But $500 can turn to about $30+ million. You know what you need to get. You know what you need to get. They got their Iraqi dinars. You can order that right there and secure the bag. And you guys can be happy that Brother Elder had me on the show to open you guys up to this. And I'm glad you brought up, just said something about, I slipped my mind. I was going to say something.
The Executive Order 6102 or House Joint Resolution 192 are about while we got no money. We really literally got no money.
Okay. Well, the dollar, the more dollars that they print, means that the more tax you're going to pay. It's a hidden tax.
Yeah, fractional reserve banking, inflation.
And then you said something about fractional reserve. I want to break down what fractional reserve is. Yeah. If you deposit 10,000 debt notes into the bank, it's not real money. So you want to know what the banks do? Through fractional reserve, they take that 10,000 and turn it to 100,000. Because they take that and give it to the Treasury, and the Treasury turn around and give them the real credits from your quantum financial account, and the bank's been making money off us. Guess what, Brother Elder and guys, guess what? Because they're paying us this quantum financial money, The banks can no longer fractionalize our deposits. It's over with. So they need us to bring in our foreign currency for those of us who have it, because they shut that down because they can only do fractionalization with the US dollar. And since that's gone, the banks can no longer do any fractional reserve lending without money. Beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of the I used to talk about the police going out of business. A lot of police are going. I'm hearing a lot of these so-called franchise corporations. They call them cities, right? They are now they can't afford to. I'm finding out that a lot of the police are contract to the city. They got so they got to be they foreign occupation who got contracts with these franchise corporations who are calling themselves cities, and so they really illegal. They not like the sheriff, or the U.S. Marshals. They are private owned. They are departments owned by private foreign organizations. Even the DMV is part of that ring, that racket. You know what I'm saying? What you got on that, Chief?
So what you just said, they're treasonous. That's what you just said, the nutshell, right? In other words, you go to court, they're all in on the hoodwinking and bamboozling the people. I've seen it. I'll say this much, guys. You know, I've had in the past 2 years, I've had two traffic tickets. I'll say this much: they didn't get paid because I understand what they're after, and I set that ability for them to do that. I know what to put on the case. So you have the knowledge that I have, the paperwork that I have. I've actually been able to shut down those cases, and my people that I work with, they actually took their name out the ballot from coming to court because they don't even want some of their people to even know about this. They don't even want them knowing about this. And when I go to court, they say, "Oh, there he is." I said, "You damn right, here I am. Damn right. You're not going to embarrass. You're not going to loot my state. And here's that. Here's this. Here's that." Now, the clerk of court is actually one of the more powerful. The referee is just a judge. But guys, did you know? Who knows why? When the judge wear all black when you guys go to court? Who knows why? And why the judge? Why when the judge walk in, he said, "All rise"? Why does he say that? Have you ever asked yourself that, guys? Well, let me break it down to you. Remember earlier, I said that they took us and turned us to a corporation because they are a corporation and they can only deal with a corpse that's unalive.
Right.
So they had to turn us to corporations because they are corporations, they're corpse. So when you go to court, you're going to court as the surety for that unalive straw man. You're the surety. They need the body in order to get the bag. So when you come in, they need your body so you can sign off on them and give them the right to go to the Treasury because your ticket is a security that they want to securitize. Many of you have got in the past 10 years. I'm gonna give you a gem. You can go to the courts and pull up every last ticket that you have gotten for the past 10 years that you paid for. And watch this. You're going to see some of them still in green, meaning that they're still open. Why is that? Because they're pulling money from your estate, even though you paid that ticket on. Ain't that cold-blooded? It's crazy. Because I did that myself and saw the ticket still in green.
That's straight criminal. They straight criminals, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. And so just look like my train of thought.
They still pulling money, man. They still got that ticket as active on in their files, and it's still drawing energy from your estate secretly. And a lot of people don't even go check none of this. Like we don't even know nothing about this. It's like they doing. Man, how long you think this criminal? It's a criminal organization like no other, man. It's like no other. Like this elaborate.
The rabbit hole runs so deep, man. So my dear brothers and sisters who are cops, you got some soul searching to do, guys, because you're working for a treasonous organization that's robbing the people from their spiritual state and physical state. When I went to court and I gave that my paperwork to the clerk of courts, she said, "Oh, like she's a black lady. She was blown away to see that a brother came in there and knowing the fraud that they were doing." And I shook my head and I winked at her, smiled. I said, "Yep, yep." And that, mind you, by the time I walked out that court, I never heard from him again. I never heard from him again. Power applied is knowledge applied is powerful, and not everybody is ready for this because some people are still operating the lower vibrational way. This is only for people who are found the masterpiece in them, that have that understanding like I do. I don't really deal with a lot of people. That's why the rich and the wealthy don't deal with people who are still stuck in 3D because that's why they're quiet because they got knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And they know that people who are still stuck in 3D can be dangerous. You can be dangerous because those are people hating, jealous, envied, got malice toward each other, still playing victim, hadn't found the masterpiece in them, still playing victim mode, not trying to be an overcomer. We don't want to be Bible people like that because we all got a story. We all been through some shit, especially if you got this shade of skin with melanin in it. We done been through some shit. And if you made it over 50 plus years, like you and I have, you done been through some shit. Okay, but get up, dust your knees off, cry, wipe that shit off, speak life and abundance over yourself, health and wealth over yourself, and the manifestation that your words speak with a righteous heart, you can manifest anything you want to happen because I've done that. And in the process of you doing that, guess what? The people who are not able to do that or don't want to do the shadow work, they're going to betray you. They're going to turn against you. They're going to talk about you. They're going to lie on you. They're going to ridicule you. And guess what? Because of your righteous heart, the celestial family is going to give you an immense amount of favor, an abundance where they're going to have to look up at you to talk about you. And you're not going to have to waste your time because this is what's going to happen with Brother Elder and many other people here. Hearing this right there. Your life is going to take a turn for the best.
Hey, so what do you say? Because we got the 501c3, a lot of churches get that. They say, oh, that's a skull and bones agreement. Then we got the 508c1a. That sounds like 508 CIA. Like, what do you think? What do you? Yeah, it looks like it when you look at the numbers, how it laid out, right? What do you say to people that say, hey, man, why do you got to go beg the slave? It's like filling out that UCC. It's like begging the slave master, to give you some freedom. And also it puts you on the, like you said earlier, you'd haven't had no problems with them coming after you. But some people are afraid that, hey, man, once I do this, now I'm a target. It's like it's telling them, hey, come get me. I'm going to get y'all. It's like putting a target on your back when you fill out this paperwork. What do you say to those people, Chief?
I'm going to say something. If you're so-called black, so-called African American, and walk around with metal in your skin, you're already a damn target. Okay, then so cut it out. You can decide to stay that target or raise your vibrations like I have. Okay, then and operate in honor. You can stay right there. You're already a target already by being a black man, a so-called black woman, an African American. Okay, you can stay right there if you want to. Okay, but I don't want to. I've changed it, and I'm living my most amazing life. And there's some beautiful things going to happen with me. So there's nothing going to happen to you because nothing's happened to me and people who have done this. You operate in honor. If you're a low down person, you're just a low down person. You're doing things to get yourself hammed up. I don't do things out here in these streets to get hammed up. I'm not out here. I operate the laws of the Great Spirit, the Great One. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm single and I'm celibate for a reason. For a reason, to keep my head. Because if I wasn't, I wouldn't be able to make the moves that I've made. I am proud. I'm 55. I don't look like it. I'm in great shape, and I can give somebody that 30-year-old ass kicking if I have to. A righteous ass kicking, and try me if you want to. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm a righteous brother. I don't bother a lot of people because I have a lot of people that needs me. And so I'm staying righteous, keeping my head clear. I'm speaking to the celestial family. I continue to ask for the divine wisdom, protection, and guidance over my life because I am going to live my most amazing life. I am going to turn this hell that I was sent down to into my heaven and many of you are too. Because ain't no heaven and hell you're going to when you're in that shit already. You know, you're in it already. So they done lied to these churches. They talk about you got to transcend before you get those 10 mansions. No, no. I am going to have 20 mansions or more on earth because earth was supposed to be heaven because hell is on here right now. So they lied to you guys. Let me break something down to you about, since I'm talking about church.
Go ahead.
Check this out. Did you know when you get baptized and they submerge you back in the water, once you come out of the water in darkness, which you were in your mom's womb in darkness, and they have to pull you through the birth canal and dock you on land. That's what they call a doctor, because he have to pull you out through darkness and water, through the canal, and dock you on land. Okay, then once did they take you out and they bind you to this beat system through your birth certificate and take all of your spiritual and physical state that you're supposed to have naturally, give it to freely, they collateralize that. They take 1.5 million dollars out of your mom, her estate, 1.5 million dollars out of your dad's estate, the parent, both parents' estate, and start you off as a child with $3 million in the trust estate. They do this. It's a cold-blooded world. So I've just lost my train of thought, man, because this shit is so deep, man.
Yeah, you talking about how they create the estate, start you out with $3 million, and then they label at 7 years old with the Social Security Trust, they label you as dead after 7 years and lost at sea, and that's how they pull you in.
I was talking about the baptism paperwork. The baptism is a money grab. It got nothing to do with no savior and salvation. I'm sorry, guys. Christianity can kick rocks. Did you know when you get baptized, they take you back in the waters, and your baptism paperwork is on bond paper. They take that bond paper and they send it to the Vatican, and the Vatican got your actual birth certificate. And for those of you who have been baptized, that's another birth certificate on bond paper where they collateralize your ass and making money off you again through your baptism. So your religious,
what it's called. Go ahead. Sanctums.
your religion is a sham. It's just running game on you.
All souls belong to the Pope under sanctums. Yeah, that's where it come from. This is my next question, man, because I heard you was telling me earlier when we was on the phone about they want your blood, and I heard the master teacher always used to say, he used to be adamant, they want your blood. The spirit is in the blood. They always after your blood. They got all these blood drives. They open up a new one every day on the corner, man. And then every time you go to the doctor, they pulling your blood 10, 15 times, man. 30, 40 times a day. They pulling niggas' blood. Like every time, we gotta check your blood. We just came back for some more blood. They seem like vampires. Could you go in what you was telling me about the blood thing, man? Because that shit is crazy.
Well, isn't it ironic, guys, that they have blood plasma centers only in the indigenous areas? Isn't that ironic? Guys, brothers and sisters, it's time for us to come together under one authority. The whole world know who we are. And because we don't know who we are, they act like they don't know who we are, but they know. But when you come to life as who you are, they have to treat you like the emperor and empress that you are of the whole world. The blood plasma centers gives them the ability to live here because they're putting our blood in their bodies. But the time is coming, the sun is getting warmer with a suntan lotion is not going to work anymore with melanin in it. And putting our blood in their bodies, they're feeding off of us. You guys have to advent. It's time to wake up and stop fighting against each other. We so busy fighting against each other, brother Elder, that the lion is creeping up on us, and we can't even see him because we too bigger and arguing with each other and being envious and jealous of each other. By the time we realize the enemy is right there and it got us both. It's time to stop doing that because they got these blood plasma centers in our community getting the blood from our people for pennies on the dollar and taking that blood and putting that blood in their body to be able to handle living over here in the States. You never ask yourself why they got blood plasmas in the serum? Because they're
Yeah,
feeding off
right in the
our
middle of
blood.
our neighborhood.
And
Low income neighborhood.
also the indigenous people, our blood is constantly changing.
Mm-hmm.
And remember in the script it said that life is in the blood.
That's right.
Your blood has a code to it where they pull it and they're able to read what they need to do against us. Because have you guys seen these movies they're coming out with? But like what's that? A couple of years ago they had Supercell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Supercell. If you do have to watch Supercell. It was a Netflix cable special. It was called Super, like SUPA, short for slang for like super. But they had
Mm-hmm.
black people coming down with special powers, and they had to put them in
I think
these
I remember that
cells.
show.
They had
Mm-hmm.
to put them in the cells to keep them from their power from expanding. Supercell, watch that. Then they just came out with this AI powerful series called The Great Separation 2,
Mm-hmm.
with black folks coming down with special power, able to run fast, able to fly, had special powers.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a movie. That shit is going to be a reality, people. But it can
That's right.
happen faster when we all unite and link together. And this is no hate speech to any of the other race of people here. You should want to know who you are because we may be here to protect you against these dragons that's getting ready to be released. We have
Mm-hmm.
control over them
Mm-hmm.
because we did thousands of years ago. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so this is what's going to happen. We are going to be that savior and salvation because we are those actual angels on earth having a bad experience. We are.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
the
right.
world knows that. That's why they need to put our blood in them. So they can try to become what we are. They got a
Mm-hmm.
melon do the you can pull melon from the blood as well.
Mm-hmm.
The blood can feed and life is in the blood. So your blood is talking. The blood has a way of communicating, but they have to constantly pull our blood to find out what moves they need to make because our blood is always changing. Because not enough people transition based on the Jim Jones juice that they put out in 2020. Not enough
Mm-hmm.
people because the blood is they thought it was going to be they said here it is 2026 and 2026 came in 3 years. This shit happened so fast, man. And here we are in 2026 and not enough people of us transition like they thought. And they wanted to do that because they're trying to keep that Christ conscious from waking up. We are the Christ in conscious. They're trying to keep that from us from ascending and come to that
Mm-hmm.
knowledge. But here we are right now. We're about to get this wealth. We're about to have our humanitarian projects. We're about to have the foreign currency. We're about to have trust accounts where they cannot do eminent domain because we didn't have a trust was how they were able to steal the land that Big Mama had, that
Mm-hmm.
granddad had. They were able to take our land because many of us, every so-called black folks here, our great grandparents say that we had our parents, great
1,000 acres.
grandparents
Yeah.
had farms. Now, how do
Mm-hmm.
slaves own land? But land is everything. How do slaves own land? That's impossible. Who sold these
Right.
slaves land? How did these slaves have that kind of wealth of money to purchase land? Who sold? No, they
Yeah.
lied to
They
me. We were
full of
already
shit.
here.
Yeah. They full of shit. Yeah.
Full of shit, man. So we need to get our trust, get this information. This won't be the last time I'm on the Brother Elder show because I got a wealth of knowledge to give you guys, man.
I got another question, man. You talked about the living revocable trust. Is that a different type of trust or the living revocable trust? Could you break that down? Is there if there's a difference between a regular trust and the livable revocable trust?
Yeah, the living revocable trust, revocable means that you can add and change because it's revocable, meaning that you can add and change. Irrevocable means that it's harder to pierce and change. So when you want the 508c1a irrevocable trust when you're dealing with your wealth. It's hard to go there and try to change things up because it's irrevocable. So if you talk about you dealing with like 15, 20, 40, 50 million bucks, you want to put that in an irrevocable trust. The revocable trust is more so for access. Let's say you have a living revocable trust. Let me plug this phone up. When you have a living revocable trust, it means that you can change it. So if you have a living revocable trust, let's say you buy a car, and you tell them to put that car in. You give them that trust name, whatever that trust name is, and whatever the number attached to that trust, you give that to them. If you turn around and buy a car, a month later, what I can do is add that brand new car to your living revocable trust with a Schedule A. So we can add it to it, even though it wasn't in there the first time. We can go in there and amend it and add it with a Schedule A to the revocable trust because you can do that. It's hard to do that with an irrevocable trust.
Okay, I
So
got
that's a
it. I
good,
got it.
yeah.
I got it. My next question, you talked about the blackout paperwork. When you started
Oh,
talking about that blackout paperwork, they interest my thoughts because I'm thinking like, oh, this right here when the shit go all out, when the whole system go down and had to be rebooted, this blackout paperwork gonna be what you need. Some people saying you don't need no paperwork to do what you need to do, but what is the blackout paperwork? Because that
well,
intrigued me when you talk about that. Yeah, the blackout paperwork.
well, there are people, and I get it, and each person is entitled to their own opinion and thought process.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain people that say, "Well, I'm not going to play the paper game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
do this and do that because I'm indigenous to the land. I ain't got to play at that game. I don't have to do this and do that." Okay, but so you're not going to play the paper game, then you saying you don't need to trust. I mean, I did the paper game and it's working fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's working fine with me. I push the paper because in paper they put us in hell, and through paper you have to remove yourself out of it. For
That makes
me,
sense.
each person have that right. And I'll tell you one thing: if you're not gonna play the paper game, then you don't need a job. You don't to get paid this beast money.
Uh-huh.
Um, and you got a bank account. Or if you're not gonna play the paper game, you got a bank account and then all caps name with that dead number.
Uh-huh.
You want to okay?
So you playing the
Just
paper game no matter what, whether it's
you gonna play
the lose or the
when
win.
in Rome. When in Rome, you gonna do what the Romans do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You say I'm not gonna play the paper game, but you play the paper game.
That's right.
Unless you want to just stop that social security check that you get in. That's a paper game.
Yeah.
Tell them they can keep it and go out there and get you a bag, a luggage and walk with it. Live out there with the squirrels and the deers and eat acorns off the ground and fight the deers over chewing leaves and then take a bath in the pond where frogs and snakes are. Okay, if you don't want to play the paper game, then go ahead and do that. Don't get that check coming in that you get that monthly check you getting in. That's the paper game. If you don't want to do that,
Mhm.
so people who don't realize they say this, but you're playing the paper game
But
regardless.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Because I would decide to play the paper game at the top. Okay, so I did the paperwork. So guess what? When I was driving, I got a ticket. I accepted the ticket. I put a certain verbiage on it. I did my paperwork. The UCC one on that ticket. Well, a bunch of other things on that ticket. I told them to go to court, put this on the record. And then, like, went to court. I brought the paperwork with me. I went up there,
Mhm.
give me this right here, put that language on that
Mhm.
right there. Smile. Have a good day, sir. Possibly be said, I haven't heard nothing from them. And the last time they sent me something saying, "Can I please make a donation?"
Mhm. Mhm. For $25
So
or more, that's
they,
part of
they
that
said
game. Yeah.
a $75 donation to this food bank. I
Mhm.
said, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Mhm.
I feed the homeless myself. Yeah,
Mhm.
so yeah.
Your signature, man. When you sign it, because I found out this whole system where it seemed like it's based on contracts, UCC contracts, even the courts, the administrative court is all based on contracts. So the signature, how important is the signature when you're dealing with these guys, and how should you sign it? Because I hear people say, "Hey, sign it UCC-1308," or wait, next to your or sign authorized agent or something. How they say. So it's different ways they say they can sign. But what is your advice? Or I can't say advice. What is your perspective on the signature thing and how you should sign when trying to do contract with
Well,
these guys? So we know they crooks.
I'm gonna go a step further in that uh, with a consultation because I don't want to go too deep into that. But when you said that you talked about your beneficiary name, how you put when they say UCC 1-308, all rights reserved. So people put that on that, but people putting that on that, they're going to try you to see what you know. You can put that stuff on things all you want to, but if you don't know how to execute that, if you're going up there, when you go in there, put this verbiage on a ticket, but that's just you put your beneficiary name, and pretty much when they see that right there, it's going to scare them up because this is definitely insider information, and they think people don't know about this, but this is how pretty much how we are going to really help shut this system down because people are not in the dark anymore. People know. And it scares them up, and they need to be scared of because they've been running through the people like you running through some women. They've been running through us, man, like selling our state. Then after court is over, they sit amongst each other and laugh and smile about percentages they're going to get off of each person. It's wicked.
It's great. Straight criminal, man. I mean,
Straight.
once I figured out they mechanisms, and I said, "Damn, boy, these be." And then the bar, like it's always a conflict of interest when everybody, the judge and both the defense attorney and the plaintiff attorney, both working for the same guys. The bar, the British Accreditation Registration,
No doubt.
which is
That's
a
the sad
private
part.
foreign agency. Go ahead.
That's why you need an attorney because you technically you can't talk because you talk with an English language which casts spells over yourself and don't ever realize you're dead. They don't hear you. You talking in a language that they speak in a different language as you in court. When you talk in court, you sound like that teacher in Charlie Brown. Mom, mom, mom. That's what you sound like to them. They don't care to hear you talk, so that's why they said you have to have an attorney to speak for you because you're not alive. That's why the judge wears all black to court because he's coming to a funeral, and he's summoning all the dead people in the court to rise from death. Whoo, this is a cold-blooded world, man. And y'all rise up, and when you rise up from the grave, he got control over you. This is why he wearing all black, because he got dead people in there. Ain't that something else, man?
Man, that's it's a ritual, man. It sounds like a ritual, man. Like a ritual. They've been doing this. So let me ask you something. Because the status correction thing, a lot of people talk about that. The Moors, they do the claim your nationality. Other people, the status correction thing. Some people say, "Oh, I changed my status to this or that." What is important? Is that important? The status correction, because people say you got to have this before you even make the step to go in to fight these guys. You got to you got to be pro se, or you got to be in your proper persona before you enter into the arenas in order to defend yourself. If you go in there without the proper persona, then you subject to their jurisdiction. What is your take on that?
Well, I've done it. I've done the status correction. I've got it done. I've done it for several people to remove out of being black and African American to the Indians because we are the real Indians here in America, which America is Egypt. It's a whole other story. So I've done that. I've done all of that, and actually that's one of the documentation that if I had to go to court, that's one of the documentation that's put on the file for the ticket. Status correction, the trust, having the trust, and the 98 number, let them know that you are not operating from the dead man's number. Um, just put the 98 number on the form 56, know how to do that. Put that on the record. I've got the diplomatic passport that puts you on the do not detain list. Not a regular passport, but a diplomatic passport. I've got that takes you out of citizenship and make you a state national or American national. I've done that. I got the card and the book, and I found out how to get my passport the same day other than having to wait a month and a half, 2 months to get it. I've done all of that. Your trust actually goes in that paperwork, and I love it. The blackout paperwork, which the blackout paperwork is pretty much uh, it's removing you out of being a minor to the age of majority. You're supposed to have done that when you turn 18, but a lot of people don't realize that. Where part of the process that goes along with the blackout paperwork is this is the I'm going pretty deep. I didn't go this deep with on the Dr. Kid show 2 years ago, but I'll say this much: it removes you out of being a minor, and you endorse your birth certificate. So it's a way you sign it to endorse the back with your beneficiary name and a certain verbiage that goes on the back of that. And that right there goes inside the blackout paperwork, along with your social security number and taking over your driver's license, which is another security because it got a barcode on it, you know, and it's telling them that you're not dead, that you are alive, and that you are the heir, the trustee and beneficiary over that estate that they're pulling from. And you tell them to shut down that estate so nobody else can pull from your estate. Because I found out when I got my birth certificate authenticated on the state and federal level, I found out when I put another serious number in front of it and Googled it, I found out that there were these builders using my trust estate to build these homes. They're not using their own
Wow.
money. I found out they've been building homes in the states in Ohio, Indiana, and all that for my estate, guys. You guys realize that they're not
They
using their own
building
money.
houses from our wow. Go ahead, bro. That's
Yes,
deep, man.
yes. I thought this. I'm like the rabbit hole goes deep. So why are we continuing to argue with each other and be foolish when we got a cold-blooded entity with a perpetual hatred from us that's pimping us, man? Why are we arguing with each other?
Man, it's cold,
I
boy.
found out, I Googled that, and it blew me away when I saw all these houses popped up that they pulling money out of our states. They're
That's
not using their
crazy.
own money. They bringing all these other people over here. That's why these other nations of people that are happy to be over here because America is that heaven on earth. They're living that most amazing life. It's a nightmare to us, and this is the American dream to them.
Yeah, they living off like I said, United States snakes off the backs of so-called blacks.
Yes,
Everybody around the world is living in off of us, man, in a way, in a subliminal way. They living off our natural wealth and our ignorance in a way.
yeah. That,
Yeah.
yeah, brother Ed, that's a clip that's on my Facebook page of this white gentleman saying something about 911, which it was a whole psyop.
Gold heart. Hmm.
Nobody died, no plane hit it because it was CGI. The people were crisis actors. It is impossible for a building a mile high in the air to fall down that fast unless it's
Yeah,
uh,
demolition.
con-
It was demolition. Hmm.
control demolition with a compound that only the industrial military complex had, which is thermite.
Right.
Okay, so they did
Yeah,
all
we
of
know.
that. They
Hmm.
did all of that to steal $270 billion from the Black People's Trust account. That's why they had to do all that to divert our attention. While we're looking this way, it created that whole psyop, which is what we call psychological warfare
Hmm.
in the form of psyop for social engineering. This engineer our mindset and control us through uh, psychological warfare. The whole thing was a shit show. It was fake. They did all that to take our money, $270 billion. And this was the white guy said, not me. He said that, which let us know that America is ours. America is the first land to reemerge from the flood. But they did all of that. So they're getting ready to come out with something, they're going to have another scare tactic. And I said this last month because they're ready to hit that switch so that those of us who have foreign currency can take it to the bank and become wealthy. They would have caused total chaos so that the people won't know that there's a transfer of wealth happening. But it looks like, from what I'm saying, that July is the month of them doing that because they just came out and Mr. T. When I told the people last month that they have really been pushing, talking about the Golden Gate Bridge collapsing. They've been talking about the Statue of Liberty being attacked. They've been really, in the past month or so, been pushing these so-called aliens and all that. But I told people, I said, guys, there's a twist. And I felt like, and I got this about 3 weeks ago to a month ago. I said, there's a twist. I said, I got a feeling that they're going to try to do another fake assassination on Mr. T. But this time, it's going to be real in the public's eye. They're going to think it's real, but it's going to be fake.
Yeah, just like the Kurt. Yep.
Yeah. And so, because I know how they roll. In the Simpsons show, they show Mr. T transitioning.
Yep, that's right.
The Simpsons show, they show him going down the escalator stairs, waving his right hand. Halfway down the escalator stairs, a little white girl had a postcard in her hand, and she drops it. This happened before Mr. T became president. Why did that same scenario happen in real life where Mr. T was going down the escalator stairs in real life, and then halfway down, a little white girl was holding a green postcard. She dropped it, and then they showed him being unalive. Guys, it's gonna play out. Look, and then guess what? That's true because Mr. T just came out with something a few days ago saying what? Guys, they're after me, they're trying to unalive me. And if if I'm unalive, here's a blueprint on what you need to do. They're forecasting. That's called predictive programming. They're saying that they're getting ready to unalive Mr. T. That's why they pumping them up so big so that they can unalive him because there aren't any president that are alive on any currency. So you know they got the new T currencies, right?
Yeah, they just passed it
The
with
the $100 bill, right? So he's gonna be fake unalive so that he'll become a martyr, and we'll have those new $100 bills that people gonna be worshiping, and it's gonna be a psyop. This is what's going to happen, and then like because he predicted it. He's predicted. I said that about a month ago, and they just came out 2 days ago and said so. So we need to get your trust in order. We need to get some foreign currency so we can break those family generational curses from robbing Peter to pay Paul, and from actually working at JOB, which stands for just over broke. That's paying you out of your estate that they're pulling from in an escrow account that belongs to you already. We don't want that. I don't want that for myself or nobody who's attached to me in a righteous way.
Hey, I got another question for you because you say we could go to the bank to set up the trust. Now, well, is there a difference between? I like credit unions. Like I don't even got deal with banks. I got Navy Federal and Boxdale Federal Credit Union. I don't even deal with banks like Chase and Capital One and Bank of America. I don't even deal with them guys. So is it the same way we're dealing with credit union? Can you set up the trust with the credit union instead of like a bank like Capital One or these guys?
Well, look, the banks are not banks anymore. They're not
Okay.
banks. And when you open up a private account within like a private trust, it's not the same. You get way more amenities and how they treat you having a trust. So it doesn't matter whether it's a credit union or a bank. The banks are not banks anymore. They don't have the wealth anymore because they can no longer fractionalize our profits, our deposits. They can't do that. So they need us. When I go to the bank, they treat me like a rock star. I have
Mm-hmm.
taken over 30 people to the bank who couldn't get their trust opened up where they were to my bank and got every last person trust opened up, or every person I've sent there have got their trust opened up, except one individual, and that's because he owed them money. But once he paid that money off, they allowed him to open his trust. That was with Wells Fargo. There
Mm.
have been people that have opened up at different small banks where they live, but um, it is a true accomplishment to get a trust opened up. I'm the first in my family to ever have a trust. Many of you are going to be the first in your family to open up a trust. And when you do that, wealthy people in mindset open trust account. You may not have the
Mm-hmm.
wealth now, but you got to know that you're getting ready to come with it. So when you open up a trust account, they treat you like royalty, like they treat me and my people.
You know, some like people talk shit about they gonna target you when you do this. You see all this different shit. But the Rothschild, all these guys, the rich guys, even I was watching this show earlier that this 50 put out, and the brother Tyreek was saying that his dad had put his money in a trust. His dad was making millions of dollars, and a lot of these criminals, some criminals do it, like the mafia. They got trust so that they can't be touched. Now, this is my next question based on that. What's the difference between an LLC and a trust? Because they said that an LLC protects your businesses and all that too, to where you can't be sued direct personal for your personal money. Does that the LLC play a part in all this too, or they're just a part of the other game that they got going?
Man, nothing can touch a trust.
Okay.
The trust has it's three dimensional. You can put you can put your matter of fact, if you have an LLC, you can make that LLC trust property.
Hmm.
But and some trusts, some LLCs, you still have to pay taxes on that LLC. But the
Hmm.
508c1a irrevocable trust that works outside the U.S. jurisdiction, they can't tax you the way that they want to tax you because you're working
Okay.
outside the
Okay.
jurisdiction. Plus, you can't put your children as beneficiaries in your LLC, but you can put your children or whoever you decide to put as beneficiaries in that trust. So if anything was to happen to you, then probate
Mhm.
courts won't get it, but your beneficiaries, depending on whatever percentage you want to give them, would get that remaining balance that's left in that trust.
Hmm.
So the trust is way better than an LLC. You become the grantor, the trustee. Then you have your successor trustees. Then you have your beneficiaries. And it's just
Hmm.
powerful. It protects you. The trust is also going to bring you out of being unalive to alive. So that's the
Hmm.
way more components to the trust than having an LLC.
Okay, so some people saying in the crowd, you can put the LLC into the trust, like you was just
Uh,
saying, and it's so that
yeah,
so you can
yeah.
LLC your business, then put it in a trust. That way, you like
Make it.
double condom. It's like a double condom. I'm getting
Yeah, but
screwed over, right?
that's what the rich are doing. You just make that
Yeah.
LLC. You don't want to own anything because technically a dead entity don't can't own anything. So you want to take that
Right.
out of your possession and make it trust
Right.
property.
Right. That's good. That's good to know. That's good to know. And so it don't. So it really matter if I set it up with the credit union or the bank. It's kind of like the same moves and mechanisms.
Some some
Um.
some some credit unions don't do the 508c1a irrevocable trust because of the power it has, but they'll do the living revocable trust. Um, I've talked to a lady at the bank at the credit union who actually said she would do it for me. So at first
Mhm.
they said they wouldn't do it, but I'm gonna go there in the next month or so and talk with her. And a lot of times
Mhm.
it's all about you because they initially told me Navy Federal that they wouldn't do the 508 trust. And I talked to a lady last year. She said that she would do it.
Mhm.
I showed her the paperwork. She said, "Oh, we can do it." I don't know if because she was looking at my face and got lost or whatever. I don't know what it was, man. But she said she would do it. So I'll go there and and get it done. And a lot of people are going to have to travel once you have your trust. One bank may say no, but the next bank can say yes. I've
Mhm.
had the same bank that opened my trust a month before in a black neighborhood. They told me no, but they couldn't
Damn.
be gatekeeping.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
went to a bank in an area where they had 5, 10, 15, $20 million estates. And when I walked in that bank, It was white
With
trust
a
fund
suit on, right?
babies.
You had a suit on and a tie, they treat you a little better.
Well, I was suited and booted, smell like fruits and berries. I was suited and booted, and I wasn't that, they look like ex-football players, but I'm
Yeah,
250 pounds, but I got a couple of knots on me, they probably thought I was an
yeah.
ex-football player. But I got my trust opened up the same day, and that was like 3 years ago. And since then, I have done trust for hundreds of people and helping the hundreds of people get that trust opened up. When a person go through with me, I'm with you from start to finish. I don't just do a trust for you and then you go on about your business. Because
Yeah,
just because you get it done for you, you don't know what you need to do. So I'm with my
yeah.
people from start to finish to ensure, okay, you need to get it notarized. Okay, you're gonna let them
Mm-hmm.
know it's an irrevocable trust and that you want to open up a non-interest bearing account. You're gonna say X, Y, Z. I've had people call me while they're at the bank. Bank giving them a hard time, and I regulate it. They got that trust open up right then and there. So that's the difference between me doing your trust per se and somebody else doing it. Is I'm gonna spend time with you. I'm not gonna say wham
Yeah.
bam, but thank you. So that's what I offer in comparison to other people.
Man, people's in the
I got
crowd saying, how could they
uh,
get in touch with you so they can start the process, man? And like I say, I got your email and everything, your all your links. But how could they get it? Could they get in touch with you through the email and
yeah,
get your number and start trying to start this process? Because a lot of people want to get on this right now before this system go all the way down to because
yeah,
we like hanging on the edge, man. We on any time this shit could be a wrap. It's really
I
already a
know.
wrap, but it's like anytime it could be completely switched over and they want to. So how can they get in contact with you, man?
My email address is for somebody from the Soul Tribe. We'll put my email address in there for the people. It's Unity in Motion 45 at yahoo.com. That's UNITYMOTION 45 at yahoo.com. Unity in Motion, the number 45 at yahoo.com.
It is right there on the link on the screen.
And also, too, guys, to make sure that people are serious, there is a $75 consultation payment because I have a lot of people that I'm dealing with. I don't just want to be on the phone, just running my mouth, talking to any and everybody. I'm here to help out people who are serious about moving forward. If you make this move and you get some foreign currency your trust, you are going to be a multi-million millionaire this year with the first one in your family to have a trust. I am serious. Don't call me. Don't waste my time. Because I got too many people who wants this help, need direction, so they can get the bag to break these generational curses off their family. Let me tell you guys how important this trust is that nobody's saying. For those of you who know, when you so-called transition and lose this suit, there's no heaven or hell you're going to. You're going to get incarnated back on earth. And based on what you did, if you hadn't graduated, so you won't have to
Mm-hmm.
come back down here. This is my last time in this ghetto because I've passed this
Mm-hmm.
test. I don't have no hate, envy, malice, or jealousy in my heart. I became the
Mm-hmm.
victor over being the victim. I found the
Mm-hmm.
masterpiece in me. And I've told Celestial
Mm-hmm.
Family that I don't want to repeat this because I was sent. That's why I was born on 666, which doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean the mark of the beast. The six protons, neutrons, and electrons give you 18. 1 plus 8 is the nine ether being, which we are. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm operating in my purpose. So the trust
Mm-hmm.
is so powerful that it's how you secure the bag for our loved ones who are going to be incarnated back to earth. The trust is how you ensure that they have a bag to come back to. Meaning that if you have a trust set up right and you
Mm-hmm.
got 50 million in that trust, right? The 50 million is what we call an asset.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You take that asset, that 50 million, and you leverage that and you get diversification, multiple streams of income off that principal that's sitting in
Mm-hmm.
that bank account. It's
Right.
not there for you to run through it and spend it. You got to take that and create multiple streams of income off that principal that's sitting there because the principal is for your great grandchildren. Are you with me, guys? So
Right.
when they're incarnated back into this reality, you steady putting your children in the trust as beneficiary. If they have children, you put them in the trust as a beneficiary, and you teaching your family how to perpetuate that. Why? Because this is what the rich and the wealthy have been doing. So when that family is incarnated back in this reality, it's a way to ensure that they don't have to struggle because you got that trust. That's how powerful the trust is, guys. You guys are serious. Your brother Chief Mack is here to help you make an executive decision.
Man, you doing good, man. We proud of you. Hey, so we got more. We're gonna take a couple questions from the crowd. We got about 20 minutes. Hey,
Yeah.
y'all, if you got any questions for the chief, drop them in the chat. We're gonna post them and see what you got. I think I got one more question on my notepad, and then we'll take. So if you got any questions, drop them in the chat, man. And we'll take about a couple questions from the crowd. I think I had one more question on here. It was about the police. We already covered that. Living the quantum accounts. The Article 4 badge. You break, like you say, you had an Article 4 badge that you showed. Yeah, you had an Article 4 badge, man. What's up with that, man? Because I know Mama Radberg got some. The Empress got some badges as well. And she got a couple of them. They gave her a couple of them so she could deputize. She actually could deputize people, right? So, well, the Article 4 badge, man, could you break that down? Because you said you got a badge that you can flash the police with. Hey, bag up off me, man. I'm gonna
that conversation would be for people more so in the private who will
okay,
talk
okay.
to me. I don't want to go too much in depth about that here, but if my 9-8 numbers on that badge, I operate in trust. It's a Republican badge, so that'll be for more so in depth with people who are serious about wanting to move forward with that. I don't want to go too deep on the open forum about that, but I just mentioned it to you. But for those of you who are serious about this and want to move forward, then I will break it down more in detail.
Somebody said, what information can you give on dealing with tax boards? California in particular, they want entrepreneurs to break tax bread. Yes, I guess they saying like dealing with the tax board. Don't that trust pull you out of them being able to? Okay, go ahead.
I've said that from the beginning. If you are a public citizen, they can do these things to you because you're dead on paper. You're dead on paper, man. So you get that trust, and then and then you have everything, everything in that trust. Then it can protect you against that. Then run the game on you like that. Get your
Mm-hmm.
trust and have everything go in that trust and make sure you get some foreign currency. And then any little tax that you do have to pay through buying something to buy that's nothing. That's nothing. But
Mm-hmm.
the 508 C1A Irrevocable Trust was the foundation and a ministry, uh, which operates outside the jurisdiction because it's a Commonwealth trust. And
Mm-hmm.
you also I help you establish the foreign EIN number, which also operates outside the U.S. jurisdiction, so that you would use that number to open up your trust and not your social security number. That's how you
Mm-hmm.
do it.
Somebody said, is it a Pacific trust that we set up with the bank? Like I think you said the 508 C1A, right?
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
it's called. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I,
That's the
I sent
Pacific
you
one.
I sent you a clip to your text. I don't know
Yeah.
how
Yeah, I
because
could I didn't get a chance to load that one up, but I think I got one on the
yeah,
five on the
it talks
yeah.
about the 508, the power of the 508 C1A irrevocable trust.
Mm-hmm.
But it's on if you go to my it's on my TikTok page. If I sent that to you, but then breaking it down more in depth.
Hey, somebody said, man, this is crazy. Somebody says, what is the cost of what is the cost of the purpose? Because one guy, the rich wellness coach, is charging people $30,000 to do what you're doing to help people set up this. He charges 30,000. Boy, that's robber. Boy, that's crazy.
I talked to a lady, and this is why I'm probably one of the cheapest person that's doing this particular trust because there's not that many people doing this type of trust. I'm doing it, but listen. This trust is for wealthy people. If a person is charged at $30,000, it's because he's dealing with those type of clientele. Okay, he's dealing with
High
wealthy
rollers.
people. He's dealing with people who understand the power of this type of trust. They don't mind paying $30,000 when they worth 25, $30 million and making sure they're trying to safeguard their wealth. The rich don't play no games when it comes to protecting their wealth. So if he's charging 30,000, I'll talk to another lady. She said there were people out there for the information, talking about and this is why you don't too much see the authorities bothering rich and wealthy people because they have themselves. People talk about, well, I don't want to play the paper game. Okay, well, the rich and wealthy did it, and they're not hassled by the police and the authorities because they have set themselves up in the way that I have set myself up. You know, so when we get this wealth, and everybody who's gotten a trust from me, I'm going to go a step deeper. I'm going to have everybody who's got a trust who I vetted. I'm going to go a step. I'm going to do a private class, and I'm going to go a step further with you guys on something. When this thing happens, everybody who's got the trust from me and done business with me, I'm gonna go a step further with you. After the RP happens, I'm gonna have a full class. I'm gonna put together a private class, and we're gonna talk.
Somebody said, question, please. Do you approve of IULs, Universal Life Insurance Policies? Because I bet the Rothschilds are putting that in their trust. Go ahead.
You can also make that a beneficiary of the trust, and I'm actually getting ready to put a class together, put something together. But I'm bringing on a close friend of mine that she and I have been talking about the. Listen, guys, let me break something down to you. Your universal whole life insurance is just a trust. Okay, it's called life insurance because you're supposed to benefit from it while you are alive. And this is the game that the rich and wealthy have been doing. They get the whole universal whole life insurance, and after a year and a half or two of it maturing, because they made it a beneficiary of the trust, they can pull from it because the money is coming from the quantum financial account. That's why you don't have to pay it back. It's universal, your so-called death insurance and life insurance, and they're paying you out of your estate, guys. Come on, man. They're paying you out your damn estate. That's why your whole life insurance is just a trust. Just like your mortgage is just a trust. So how do you think that people who sell insurance make so much money? Where's that money coming from when the people who pay for insurance didn't pay that much? Because they pull that out their estate and paying people that huge percentage from your estate that they pull it from. That's how. So yeah, yeah.
Hey, you were saying that you also put you came your live birth, you took control of the driver license and any other instruments that they using your all caps name in, and then you put that in the trust too. You put all that under the trust, like the ID, driver license, all that. Do you add that all to the trust?
I did. I mean, you could, but I did that with the blackout paperwork.
Okay.
I showed. I endorsed the back of the birth certificate. It is a bond and a security. I signed the back of it with a certain verbiage and language with the beneficiary name. Let them know that I'm the heir, the beneficiary, and the trustee over this estate. Sign the back of it in red ink. And that goes inside the blackout paperwork. And it's telling them that I'm not dead, I'm alive, that you understand that there is an estate that was started at birth in my name, and nobody should be sticking their hands into it because I'm here speaking on my behalf and that I'm alive. Shut down any and all people sticking their hands into that estate, shut that estate down. And you have over 20 different government municipalities that gets a copy of that. Where you put your social security numbers in there, your driver license numbers in there, your birth certificate numbers in that blackout paperwork, and you let them know that you're not a minor. You bring yourself out of minor to the age of majority, and tell them to shut that estate down. But these nefarious companies sticking their hands in there and looting your estate. You told the treasury to shut it down. And when they shut that estate down and nobody has the ability to put in your estate, what do you think happens?
Mm-hmm. Right.
The powerful process.
Somebody said, after reclaiming proper nationality, status correction, does a 1040 employer have just cause to claim taxes exempt on their paychecks? So after reclaiming proper nationality, does a 1040 employee have just cause to claim tax exempt on their so do you have just so do that person once they I guess once you correct your status on record and let the record reflect when you do the 1040 tax exempt cause to okay, it says have just cause to claim tax exempt on their paycheck.
There are several ways to skin a cat in order when you want to come out of paying taxes. There's several ways to skin a cat. So you can do it that way. I've done it. There are other ways. I know how to do that as well for those who work a job. But just, we're not trying to tell people to come out of paying taxes, but it's just we're not giving you financial advice. But there are ways to go about doing it.
Hey, Sha, I don't know what this person talking about in the chat. Says okay. Once we have okay, somebody says okay, once we have let's see. Once having a trust, are you able to still work in the system? Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Of course, that's usually that private until you get your foreign currency and RV happens and you get these millions. You don't have to work a job anymore. But that don't have anything. That's private. They don't have to know anything about that. You still work a job. They don't have anything to do with it. Can't hear you.
Oh, they saying okay, so how do doing all this get us millions of acres? Where's the millions of acres? They saying.
I've never said anything about land or acres of land. I've never said anything about that. And that's on a whole, I mean, on a whole different topic with Brother Elder and I will eventually talk about that again. But if you're so-called Black and African American, you should be doing a family genealogy to get the land patents. And I'm bringing somebody on my show to talk about that as well, the land patents, if you're so-called African American. And then when you have the wealth that's going to come to you, you can buy some land. But I've never said anything about a trust. Is you get land. I never said anything about that. But if you're so-called Black, you should be doing your family genealogy. That's going to let you know that you're from here. And your family, great grandparents, have land that's in a trust that they put in a trust. And if you are an heir to them, then what do you think happens? So I'm gonna do a show on that as well.
And then if you already got existing land, because my granddaddy left us a whole bunch of land, I could slap that into a trust.
They need to
Or if
go.
you buy land, you can slap that into the trust, right?
They need to go and trust immediately. See what these people have been doing. They have been unaliving our people to steal their land, and they have been doing eminent domain because I know plenty of people who have land in the South, and the land is not even in a trust. I mean, we're so far behind, man. We got to do better, man. You need to put that land in a trust right away.
ASAP. That's what I think too. That's why I say I'm on one of my sons. I say buy the land, then cop the land, then I put it in the trust. The devil never get us with his lust. She got her own money. That's a plus. I tell you what I be going on. Hey, look. Hey, somebody says, "Hey, man," because I didn't know if you wanted to drop that game, unless you wanted to give it. Somebody said, "Hey, man, could you give them one private currency or something that they could cop?" Man, I was saying that Swiss money look
No,
good to me.
listen,
What you
listen.
think?
You get $100 trillion Zimbabwe Zim for $149. That's probably going to turn to at least $15 million. Vietnamese dong. Venezuela Boulevard. Now, you go to banknoteworld.com and get the bag right away. And I'll see you guys on the other side of prosperity, wealth, abundance, and inheritance, where we can ride out together and get a Rolls Royce together, get a Bentley. And my shoes ain't biting, I ain't wearing it. We are kings and emperors, and don't feel bad for eating good and riding good and looking good. Okay? Get
Man,
the bag.
yep, yep. And you know something, man? They've been doing this for a long ass. What you talking about? They've been doing it for a long ass time. Way before we even thought about it. These rich elites.
Ain't nothing
Also,
new.
they tell us, huh?
This ain't nothing new.
No. And then also they tell us about, the world gonna end. 2020, 2012, 2000. The world never end. Then look, the suckers that saying that, they collect a whole bunch of cash some kind of way, put it in their trust, and then they riding off in a brand new Bentley while they told everybody else the world was gonna end. And we sitting here looking like, oh man, the world's gonna end. And we sitting here still broke while these suckers
Wow.
riding off in the Bentley and copping more real estate. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
brother.
It's game.
That's powerful you said that, brother Elder, because, man, listen, did y'all know in September of last year, they said that the rapture was supposed to happen. My sister or pastor, she's a pastor. She inboxed me, oh dear brother, turn your life over to the world's about to come to an end. I am so glad I have broke that generational curse of religion, was divided and it scares people. They said the rapture is going to happen. Some so-called African guy said he had a premonition that the rapture is going to happen. And guess what happened, brother Elder and guys? People empty out their bank account. People quick deed their mortgage over the people, quick deed their cars over the people, and was
Mhm.
out in the wilderness looking up in the sky with some white man, with some, let me say, with some clear guy who needs suntan lotion. You think you're gonna be that close to the sun, it's gonna save your ass with
That's
stringy
damn
hair.
shame, bro.
So how is your oppressor on earth gonna come in the sky and save your black ass? And you believe that?
Right.
I don't care if he's black or white. It ain't got nothing to do with the skin color, but the status. Ain't no black man coming to save you from the sky, and ain't no white man coming to save you from the sky when you can save your own damn self.
Right.
Because you have the ability to save yourself right now through getting some foreign currency, getting the trust of me, talk to me. Let's put a contentious plan together. Let's get this band together. There's no need to be angry, mad, hostile, having the hate, jealousy in your heart. Find a masterpiece of you, and let's get ready to roll our damn sleeves up and break these damn generational curses that plagued us for years and years and
Mhm.
years.
Mhm.
Your family's
All
dependent on
yeah.
you and don't even realize that they're dependent on you. And when you're doing this, the spirit and those parasites that are operating in people who are lower vibration is going to try to come against you to stop you from getting the bag to be that savior and salvation of your family. You're going to start having people betray you, talk about you, lie on you, and ridicule you. Stay focused, stay intentional. Because the enemy
Mhm.
don't want you get that bag. They want to keep you at 3D dimension. I'm telling you what happened to me. But I'm right, I'm doing except I'm proud of myself because I stayed focused. I was intentional about my movements. I spoke life into myself. I said that the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just, and I'm the just. That the
Mhm.
meek shall inherit the earth, and I am the meek. That I'm not going
Mhm.
to be the last, I'm going to be the first. That I'm not going to be the tail, I'm going to be the head. I am the lender and not the borrower. I am the creditor and not the debtor. It just said that we're going to be the banks. I have been speaking this over myself for the past 3.5, 4 years, guys, and my life has turned around. I'm able to manifest things and things that happen for me that's literally blowing my mind. But guess what? I am deserving of it. And all the people who wasn't supposed to be in my life that was there to try to pull from me and do a destiny swap and betrayed me, as soon as they fell off like a bad scab, my life took off because they wasn't supposed to be around for the come up of the increase. that's going to happen in my life, like it's getting ready to happen in many of your lives. If you call me and talk to me, put together a plan, you're going to see people starting to fall off the wayside because they're not supposed to be there because they're dead work, dead weight. So try to pull it from your spiritual and physical state. Don't let nobody gaslight you out your inheritance. Stay focused, stay intentional, guys, and let's get it, man.
Yeah, hey, somebody said something about the mirror. You know anything about mirror accounts? Yeah, we're gonna get them back on and break down that mirror accounts. Hey, yeah, man, when them people said the African pastor that went around talking about the pickup, right? Them people that sold their house, they went to try to get that shit back after, man. Them people didn't want to get their shit back, like the cars and stuff. They ain't want to give it back, man. They say, hey, man, that's on you, bro. Your God, Jesus or whoever, they come through on that play, man. But that ain't my problem. You gotta take that up with him. Yeah, you got to go take that up with him. This is my ride, man. You sold it to me for $3. Hey, man, that's all you for. Hey, man, I got the paperwork saying you sold it, and they try. Hey, the police couldn't even do nothing about it because they signed the paperwork over to the people to make sure it was legit. So yeah, man, that was a crazy time.
A contract is a contract. You can't break it. You can't breach it because things can go your way. And this is why are you going to stop allowing religion to make a fool out of you? How many times have we heard the rapture was coming and it didn't come? How many times have you going to let these guys play with your emotions like that? How many times are we going to do that? And to be honest with you guys, Jesus is Lucifer. It said in the Revelation they both are the morning stars, and numbers don't lie. When you add up Jesus and Lucifer and Gematria, they both add up to 7411.
Yeah, you crack it.
He did say, I am going to deceive the world by becoming an angel of light. And there wasn't no angel in heaven named Jesus. So which angel was Jesus in heaven? But I know that the closest so-called angel to Jesus was Lucifer, as well as the most beautiful angel in heaven, because he was around the creator the most, and he serenaded the Most High, and he was the most beautiful creature that he made in the heavens because he had stones in him, and those stones were diamonds, and they didn't light up until the creator, which is the everlasting light, bursting like the sun, came into his presence. Then that light hit the adversary, and he had diamonds in him, and he burst out in colors that the rainbow don't even have. And that's what made him the most beautiful creation that we've ever seen. So he was the closest angel to the creator. And when they got kicked out of heaven, it didn't say they got sent to hell. They got sent to earth. And we're down here with them. So what do you think we are? God better come on with it, man. Come on with it, man.
You cracking. Yeah, man. And it's levels to that shit, right? It's levels to that shit. It's levels to that. Like, because when we get down to it, we find out the 200 fallen, the anarchies, we go all the way back, right? And find out what the hell really going on. They've been running game down from the top, all the way down from the top on this God out of space and God this and God that, man. We the gods. We don't gotta, and anybody that's coming from outer space or anywhere telling you gotta bow down before me, you automatically put a red flag on them, man. Because the real dudes that's real hard and gangster galactical guys don't need you to bow. Go read Injil, Revelations chapter 22:8, where it says that these beings said, "Get up, I'm your fellow servant." And then in Matthew chapter 4, verse 4, the Luciferian said, "Get down, bow, serve me, and I give you all that you see." Them guys there ain't up to no good. Yeah, anybody talking about bow, they some frauds. Show enough type motherfuckers. Go ahead.
The people who bow down and did that are the people who joined this organization. They're the ones who did that. Bow down for me, and I'm gonna give you the best jobs. You're gonna grandfather you, and so when people join these organizations, they have done that.
Yep.
But
the Masons, the main one. The Masons, the main one.
Well, you got other, these fraternities, fraternities, and I ain't got no heaven and hell to send you to because we're in that shit already. But if anybody is operating, wherever you do that organization, your secret organization you're in, the truth is getting ready to come out about a lot of things because we're in the age of the Great Awakening right now. And people people in organization, whatever organization it may be, you're getting ready to get discovered. because the ancestors want that. And the true people of the book are the so-called black people, are the angels.
Mhm.
We are the angelic beings on earth having the being experience, and we are the one that's going to save humanity. If you watch the old production called Green Pastures that came out in 1936, write that down, guys. Green Pastures, it was the production, one of the biggest production that came out in 1936, showed that all black people were in heaven and that the creator was a so-called black man, and there was nobody named Jesus in the movie. And in fact, the closest angel to the so-called creator was Gabriel. They never said one word about no damn Jesus. All that shit is new. It's
Mhm.
new. Jesus is Lucifer because he said, I am a cunning God and I'm going to deceive the whole world by coming an angel of light. And both him, Jesus, and Lucifer are referenced as the morning star in the Bible. So we are those people of the book, the so-called black men and black women. And we want fairness amongst all people if you have a righteous heart. If you have a righteous heart, if you don't have a righteous heart, you are against us. You're gonna wish you are because what's getting ready to happen to the earth, you're gonna wish you're gonna run behind us and tremble for us to protect you. It's even in that book it said that, which is just an
Mhm.
allegorical book that has been tremendously plagiarized. It's been plagiarized. It's not the word of God. But if you talk about the word of God, which God are you talking about? 'Cause there are many gods.
But
But the Bible that the God of this world, that this world has that has this whole world in his hand is Lucifer. Prove me wrong, Christian. My dear Christian brothers, prove me wrong. He has dominion over the earth. They said that in the book.
Mhm.
And he got kicked out the
Mhm.
kingdom and turned earth into his heaven and has jurisdiction over citizens which sit in sin. Guys, you guys have been ran through. Come out of her, my people. And you are rejecting knowledge. He said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. It's because they have been rejected knowledge.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So we can't, if you reject the words that you're hearing from Brother Elder, myself, and the other brothers and sisters putting out this information through social media platforms, if you ignore this, guys, you're gonna be in the world of hurt. I'm bringing you guys freedom, redemption, resurrection. That's what I'm bringing to you. You have ability, you got to make the decision to break this hell and turn it into your heaven. Because ain't no Savior coming down to save you for nothing when you have the ability to save it. And you know that you've been here before, guys, because that's why deja vu lets you know you've been here before. This ain't the first time we've been here.
Mhm.
You have deja vu. Say, wait a minute. It's because that lets you know that you've been here before. So you're not going to no hell or act like all you're going to do is repeat this hell all over again. The choice is yours. How you come back?
Hey, somebody said when they get in touch with you through the email, could they come personally to Atlanta and you walk them through it step by step and go to the Wells Fargo with them? Do you do all it? Like actually go in the
I,
bank,
I,
they
I,
say walk them
I,
hand by
I,
hand, hold their hand, the whole process pretty much.
listen. I vet people. If you think I'm just gonna be meeting up with any and everybody, this shit ain't gonna happen. No, I don't, come on, guys. That's like, would you do that? Would you meet up with just any strangers, guys? I'm not. You think I'm just gonna meet up with somebody because that people who don't like the fact that we're putting out this kind of information. I keep that still on me, and my hands are ruthless. And I don't want to have to put a hold to nobody. I'm from Gary and I'm murder capital. And you think I'm just supposed to meet somebody that I'm just meeting? I'm that gullible. Okay, okay, okay. Let's meet the guy. Okay, hey, how you doing? It? No, no, I don't do that. No, I gotta vet you. People don't like me giving the information that I'm giving. I'm not looking to try to hold hands and sing kumbaya. But if you want the bad, we're gonna figure out a way to get this shit done. I'm not looking to try to hold hands with nobody and be friends with people. I gotta vet you. And when I talk to you on the phone, I'm gonna read you. I'm gonna read your spirit. So if you think you're gonna come at me sideways, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna vet you and I'm gonna read your spirit when I'm on the phone with you. Because I've been through enough BS, but I can read people's spirit. I'm not looking to meet up with nobody at all, period. That's not going to happen. It's not a righteous and safe thing to do. Now, there have been people that I've done that before, that I've vetted, that I know, but meeting people for the first time, you can get your trust open without me holding your hand. I can tell you what you need to do, and you can get your trust open. It can happen. Because several people right now that's on this call, in the box, hundreds of people have got that trust open without me having to hold their hand. We can get it done. It's not safe to do that, guys. You reach out to me through email. Be prepared to make a $75 consultation fee, and I am patient. I'm going to walk you and take my time for however long I need to make sure that you get the understanding that you need and the clarity that you need to get what you need to get done. Can't hear you, brother Elder.
And you can contact the chief through the emails, and you can leave leave in the descriptions of why you're trying to get in touch with him, and leave your number and everything so he can get back in contact with you. And like he said, it's gonna be a $75 consultation fee off the top. We got the Cash App right there. Hey, right now, man, everybody, we had a lot of people on tonight, man, Chief. Hey, everybody hit that like button right now and that subscribe button, and be sure to go subscribe to the Chief YouTube channel and follow him on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Also, we want everybody now. We got about 600 people on. Everybody send them $25 right now, man. Send the Chief $25 for coming through on this class. If you don't got 25, send them 10, 12, 5. We'll take whatever you got. It's appreciated. What else we got to say? Somebody said, it's a lot of people saying they gonna get in touch with you with that 75 in the chat, Chief. So be looking out for that.
If you're making the $75 consultation fee in Cash App, guys, so that we can keep it, leave your telephone number in the comments of Cash App. If you make that payment, leave your telephone number right there. I'll be getting in contact with you. I'm excited for you guys because right before they hit that switch, guys, brother Elder, man, I appreciate you, man, for bringing me on, man.
Yes, sir. I had to bring you on. I had to bring you on. Go ahead.
When Dr. Ken and I have been working together for the past 2 years. She's another incredible sister, man. I appreciate her. I found out through the foreign currency through her, and she and I together collab, man, and we working together. I make sure I continue to give that sister as many blessings as I can to keep her afloat, and just as well as you. I appreciate you. I will be giving
shout out Dr. Kid Pruitt, man.
Yeah, give you a donation as well because you are a people's champ. The information that you're putting out there, a lot of people don't like the information that you're putting out there, man. So, like I said, it's not safe for brothers like me and you to just be out and open trying to meet in and everybody like that. It's not because the information I gave you guys, there's some people don't want me giving you all this information.
Yeah, the gatekeepers. They call them gatekeepers, right?
Yeah, they don't want you guys. Yeah, that people charging for the information I just gave you guys. People paying tens of thousands of dollars to get this information. They paying people for this information. But the Elder brought on here, you guys got the information. They're paying people for this kind of information, big time money, because you guys are not supposed to. You weren't supposed to get this information. Not you guys. No. So so let's get it. Let's get it, guys.
The Travis Stock Institute. They got a book that costs $20,000. And I said, damn, they must not want nobody that's us to get that book. $20,000 for a book. What's up in that damn book? Man, if I pay $20,000 for a book, I better be able to read that shit and then they had to take off into flight. Nigga. Hey, that bitch better teach me how to fly. Literally.
They probably got the information that I just said in that damn book.
Probably. Or they got some Travis Stock Institute was about mind control and manipulation of the masses, right? So whatever, from what old boy was saying, he's saying, man, whatever's in that book, it must be some kind of scientific curriculum for the teachers at the Travis Stock Institute, like for the curriculum, and it's like whatever's in there's got to be high level because it's another book like that.
MK Ultra, Project Paperclip. And these they got their agents through working through the education. All of your religions are ran by inverted people working for the beat system. All of your religions, even the people that you worship and you love, that's pushed on television, that idiot box, that demon tool that are put in your face to love, are working for the beat system. The shit goes deep. So I understand what's in that book. I could go a lot deeper. And that's not share on my Facebook page, but what type of world we in. And the people that you kissing, the people that you're loving and love with, that they're pushing on television. Did that script said that he's the prince over the airs? What do you think that means, guys? Over the airways, anything that's pushed on the masses in a book on television, on the radio. It's under his jurisdiction. Said he got the whole world is in his control. The world has been turned over to the wicked because the God's world hijacked it. I'm telling you guys, the brother Chief Mack is on it.
Mm-hmm. You right on it, man. Yeah, then but some people say, "Oh, he talking religion," but that shit go way back before they had the word religion and this type
Yeah,
of
man.
setup. This Luciferian game go way back. The Luciferians set up religion. I'm telling you, man. And so it goes way back. But this shit is more, it's more spiritual. It's more a energy field. We dealing with different types of energy, man. And we got to maintain the balance. Yeah. So man, you want to say anything else before we get out of here? Like I say, everybody sent Chief $25 right now, man. If you got it, somebody send him a Honda. If you got the Honda, like I say, you can send it for that $75 consultation. Make sure you leave your emails, your phone number in that script right there, right? So he can know to get in contact with you and that you want the consultation about the trust, right? We got the emails, everything in the links. You want to say anything else, Chief, before we get out of here?
I just want to say, man, brother Elder, it's a beautiful, and guys and guests, it's a beautiful time to be alive when you are
Yes, it
connected
is.
to the right people and the source within. It's a beautiful time to be alive. Continue to speak high vibrations over yourself, man. Know that no weapon formed against you will not prosper with a righteous heart. And anybody that's speaking ill or toxic over your name, and which you harm is going to go back to them when you have a righteous heart. And I don't say that in a religious way. It's a principle, guys. It
Yeah.
don't take a book. It doesn't take a book to put holiness and righteousness in your heart. That book is for people who are inorganic to try to learn to hijack what we have in us organically. Because it said that
You on fucking point, man. You right on point.
he will write, and the mom and dad will write themselves on the hearts of them which they chose. And if righteousness, holiness, and wealth is not in your heart organically, then they need to create a book so you can try to hijack it. So the book is for people who are not organically righteous in heart, but trying to have a
Right.
blueprint and learning it. Am I correct, brother?
Yeah, you right on, man. It's for the beast of the field. That book is for the beast of the field.
It's for
Like
them, not
the
us.
real God seed got it in their heart. You a natural born good being in your heart. You don't
Yes.
need no book to tell you to be good. But a
Uh,
demon and what they call demons are these beasts of the field who are savages and carnivores. They need a guideline to say, hey, you don't supposed to eat that guy, or you don't supposed to eat these babies, or you don't supposed to drink these people's blood. They need somebody to tell them how to be good. But like the God seed, it's in their heart, right?
right,
But this
right.
is thing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They need to know how to read music. They need to have a blueprint. Like I'm a musician. I play the piano. I never read
Yeah,
music in my life, but
me
in my
neither.
life
I'm a musician
before,
too. That's right.
look. I'm a musician. I play the piano like Mozart. It's a
Yeah,
gift. It was in me already. I don't
yeah,
need that because it's in me. I don't need
yeah.
the book to tell me how to be righteous and holy because it's in me organically and naturally. So that's like I said. It's for
Right,
people to have a kind of blueprint and follow something because it's not in their heart naturally. It's for them, but not us. Because we are the
right.
gods on earth, which means we are the angels having been experienced, and we got to bring
That's right.
balance and order. And they taught us on how to be wicked to each other. We make less money out of any other race of people in our own land. We're at the bottom. 2026 is
Right.
going to be the end of that. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of you guys because we are rising up. You're going to call me, man. We're going to work together. And once I vet you, that may be a time I put together a huge event where everybody who's got the trust for me will be there at this event. It's going to be an invitation only. It's going to be heavy security. But Brother Elder, myself, Dr. Kim, Bobby Rod Hayes, who are going to be at this event. We're going to be riding good, eating good. It's going to be music there, Gen X music. I'm gonna get up there, play some music, get down, man. Then afterwards we're gonna roll our sleeves up and we're gonna operate in trust toward each other.
Yeah. Hey, that email address is unityinmotion45 at yahoo.com, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Somebody said, okay, they were saying that I had it wrong. I said, no, that's the one Chief said. This is the email right here, y'all. I think I got it. That's right. It says Unity in Motion 45 at yahoo.com. It's in the links in the descriptions, y'all, as well.
Is
so
that
you can get
Unity?
them.
Is that
Yeah.
UNITYMOTION, the number 45 at yahoo.com, correct?
No, it says UNTIY in
No,
motion, right?
no, Unity, it's like UNITY,
Yeah.
MOTION, the number 45 at
So
yahoo.com.
not in. So not take the in out. Like say Unity in motion. Take this
No,
supposed to be
no,
Unity
it's
motion.
Unity, it's IN, not in, IN.
Okay.
It's just
So
not
yeah.
like
Okay.
in.
So the in the
You,
middle. So Unity in
I,
motion.
no, IN. UNITYINMOTION, the number 45 at yahoo.com. You got to spell out the
Okay, that's
word
how I got
in.
it. That's how I got it. That's how I
Mhm.
got it on that. So it's right. It's correct, y'all. That's the correct one, y'all. How I got it. Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's the correct one. Yeah. So that's the email, y'all. We open for consultations. Like I say, make sure you leave all your information so we'll know how to get in contact with you. It's gonna be a $75 prepaid for the
Consultation.
consultation.
Mhm.
So keep that in mind. Like I said, if you do it on the Cash App, make sure you leave your phone number and you know what I'm saying, so we can get back in touch with you and we'll know you want to do the consultation. And like I say, he gonna walk step by step with you on how to set up this trust, which is very important when you're talking about generational wealth, when you're talking about having being untouchable by certain fraudulent systems who want to feed off of your estate, man. They've been feeding off our estate, taking advantage of us, labeling us as wards of the state, saying that we incompetent, and saying that we need a grant, we need a power of attorney, which they call from the bar, right? We need a power of attorney because we don't know shit. That's what they saying about us. So it's time for us to step up, learn all of this shit, and then put this in motion, man. Put unity in motion. I like that, man. We need to unify and then get into the motion, man. You know what I'm saying? And the 4 and the 5 is the 9. You see what I'm saying? So we back in the game and we keeping it going, man. So we about to get up out of here, man. Everybody hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Like I say, be sure to go follow the Chief on his YouTube. We got that in the links, Instagram, TikTok, all that, the whole 9. And man, we gonna keep it going, man. We gonna keep it P. We gonna keep it player and clean cut, man. And you know, we don't want no trouble. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to show some love, man, all around to all of our people, man, to help our people out of this. Because they told us we got to pull out. Everybody's coming over here, the foreigners, opening up businesses and shit in our community, buying all of our real estate up. And then they tell us we got to pull up and scrap up by our bootstraps. We got to get in from the mud. But motherfuckers come over here and they start out with $500,000 to open up a business. Yeah, so they come over here and put their shit in the trust. They come over here, they getting these the foreign tax, the EIN numbers. They doing all the stuff that Chief talking about. While we sitting around, oh man, don't do that. They gonna be out there you. They gonna get you. The police gonna take you out. The government gonna come out and start coming after you, man. If you start doing this. But then meanwhile, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, they doing this shit and they still the richest suckers around. Right? But they really front people for the real black hand families who really the pet cat's paw in the background who got a puppet, got their hand in the crack of their ass, pupping to them, right? Telling them what to say and doing this shit. Yeah, so we all to the game, man. And on that note, man, we about to get up out of here. You want to say something before we get out of here, Chief? We about to get up
I
out of here.
appreciate you guys, man. Congratulations. I'll see you guys on the other side of prosperity, wealth, inheritance, and abundance, man. Appreciate you, brother, having me on, brother Elder.
Hey, I appreciate you for coming on, Chief. We're gonna bring you back again. Well, I'm gonna get a better line of questions for the next time. Hey, y'all,
Awesome.
free to let the 3 Chiefs walk, man. Hey, free Dr. Malachi Z. York, free Larry Hoover, free Jeff Fort, the air rookie, man. Let the 3 Chiefs walk. We send divine love throughout the boundless universe to all. Wadu, peace and love and hotel.
Never have it been made so clear.